Hi, and if you're a journal and scrapbooking lover, then I'm going to show you how to make a themed page extender in Adobe AI and Cricut Design Space. I've got this gorgeous opening sign plus some Death Valley themed ephemera. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the crafter and designer behind this channel, and I'm here to help you get the best of your craft machines and become your own designer. And today we're going to be working between AI and Cricut. If you've been following my planner series, is every time I do a new planner entry, I'm trying to show you a new technique. And today is making extendable pages that are double-sided, and I've made these in Adobe AI. If you learn how to get your prompts right, then it's really easy to do. So I also made these Death Valley badges, and they are just gorgeous. They're just like national park badges. I really like those. And we've got my printable cactus, which I'll drop the link to below. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Adobe Firefly, and I'm going to show you how to create the prompts to create this page and this. Then we're going to upload them to Cricut Design Space. We're going to cut it all out. So what will you need? You're going to need Cricut Design Space. You're going to need the free version of Canva, and we're going to use Adobe Firefly. So we are working between free systems, but they're all free software systems. And the only reason we're going to use Canva is to make these letters. So we're making the Death Valley letters. So if you don't want to use those, you can skip that. But it's useful if you want to create photo art. So I will show you that. You're going to need a home printer to print it out, some printable cardstock and some brown cardstock to make your sign. I've used my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue and my Easy Runner Grind tape runner. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I will see you in Adobe Firefly and we'll get started. So you're going to go into Adobe Firefly. I just don't know how to say it, but here we are inside the program. So you need to set up an account, but you can do this for free. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to generate the image. So you go to the bottom, and that's where you're going to describe your prompt. So I am going to type in an image of Death Valley in a vintage style with dry cracked earth, with hills in the background and in the shades of gold orange with the vintage feel. Now I did change this, and this is the thing about working with AI images, you've got to get your prompts right. So I did go back and change it and add blue in, put a cartoon feel, it put a car in, so I asked it to take the car out, so I said no car. So it's just about knowing exactly what you want and getting your prompt to get it exactly right. So I'm really pleased with that image. So I'm going to download that one. But I also want a circle. So I'm going to add to the beginning a round, because I want it to be round in shape like a badge, because I want to use that in the layout too. And here it comes, our Death Valley National Park badge. And I did check the facts and that is correct. So we're going to download that, and you download it by clicking on the top right hand corner. There's a little download button, and that's free to use. Now we're going to go into the free version of Canva. I've opened an A4 document and I'm uploading my images. So to create a new document, you're just going to click on templates in the top right hand corner, and it will give you the option to put A4. So now I'm looking for photo letters. So I've gone into the sidebar, and if you look on the left hand side, there's the element button. So in the element button, you can search photo letters, and these are free. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through and writing Death for the Death Valley. So I'm going to put Valley in a different font. So I'm going through and looking for all of the same fonts, because there's some that are slightly different, but I'm getting every letter that I need for making my photo letters. Now these are only going to be really small, but the payoff's great because they look really good. Now we're going to change the colour of the canvas to make it easier to see. So you can see that I've made it grey. So you're just going to click on the canvas, go to the top bar, and there will be a colour dot. Click on the colour dot, and I choose the colour grey just because I find that easier to see. Then you can start arranging your letters. Once you've arranged your letters and you want them all the same size, you can drag them wider, whatever, but you'd want them the same size so that you can collectively drag them. You're going to go in the sidebar, and you're going to go back into upload, grab your picture, and you can drag it into your letter. So you click on the letter first, and then you drag the picture in. And that's how you're going to make your photo letters. You can do this with photos, anything. It's really easy. I'm going to go up to my letters, because if you look, it's got some of the borders. So what you can do is when you double click on the letter, you can drag them. And this is really useful because you can drag them and adjust so that you haven't got that border. So you can make it slightly bigger and then pull it up and adjust, and that will get rid of if I just move that up there, you can see the border. And it makes it a bit clearer. You can put the picture out if you want to choose a certain part of a picture, if it's a landmark. But it's just that way to just refine and finish off your letters. And now we've got the photo letters, we can upload them to Cricut. But before we do, we need to do something with the background. So I've changed the background pink. I can't work with that colour. It just really stressed me out. But to upload it to Cricut, you need that colour, a different colour to your letters so you can remove it. Then you're going to go to the top right-hand corner, click Share, Download and PNG. Head over to Cricut and we're going to start designing. Click Browse to upload, and you're going to upload all of these images, but obviously it's Cricut, you only have to do them one by one. So I've got my Death Valley. Click Next, and you're going to remove the white outline so that that's ready to use. Choose Flat Graphic and add that to your canvas. And now we're going to go and grab our photo letters. And this is where you're going to see the benefit of adding a pink background, and why it's so important is different, because when I click on that to remove it, it's not going to remove any more of the photo. So now I've just got to remove the centers. Don't worry about that at the edge. That doesn't affect us. Click Flat Graphic, upload, and then once it's in, it will come in quite large, and that's what we want because we can drag it smaller so that it's better quality. So I've also added my square image, and now we're going to separate our Death Valley letters. I have fast forwarded this because I've got 5 to do. You will get it by the end. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the sheet. Then with the sheet, we're going to go into contour, hide all contours and choose one letter to keep. Go back to the duplicated one, duplicate it again. And this one we're going to want the A, hide all contours, keep the A, didn't click apply then, and click apply. That's really important and something I still struggle with since the change. Duplicate. This one we're going to have the T, get rid of the A, apply, and the last one we don't need to duplicate, we want the H, and this is to make our Death Valley sign. So there is quite a bit of effort into making this sign, but I just think it looks so good, and I love the fact that you can make photo letters, and it's another way of doing it. So I'm going to line my letters up. I want Valley to be in text. So first of all, once my letters are lined up, I'm going to select all and flatten them because that will keep them all together. So go to the bottom right-hand corner and click flatten, then we can move them. So now I've added a text box and I'm going to go into text. So if you click on the top where it says Cricut Sans, and we are going to use the free fonts today. And there's a way of filtering that so that you can only see the free fonts, which makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to position that there so I can get a bit of a visual feeling for how it looks. Go on fonts and click on that little search bar, scroll down, and there's a section where you can just click on free. Do that and click off it. Then you've got 137 fonts there that you can use. So I, in the end, went for Goodies. I thought that was quite a good one to work with it. And now I'm going to make a background because this is going to be like a little print and cut frame that I'm going to put on a little road sign that I'm going to make. So go into the free shapes bar and I've added an oblong and I'm going to make that bigger. So I've gotten for one with rounded corners because I thought that would look quite nice as a road sign. I'm going to change my background colour to grey, so bottom right hand corner, and then just choose on the colour. And that's because I'm changing my sign to white and you won't see it otherwise because it's a print and cut image. Then I'm going to go into the sidebar and drag the Death Valley to the top, and I'm going to put Valley in the bottom to the bottom right corner, and then I think I'm going to add a couple of cactuses to it. I can always take them off after, but I just want it to have, I don't know, a bit of feature, and it's a bit like my Death Valley sign in my AI image. So once I've got that positioned how I want it, I'm going to add an offset. I'm going to just add a couple of cactuses on first of all. I'll flatten it all together, click on effects, add offset, and just make it a little bit bigger and make it black. It needs to be black to match the font, and I think that really works, the starkness. Then I'm going to flatten it. Then I'm going to start positioning everything together. So I'm going to measure my planner because I want my page openers to be almost as big as the page. And then they will extend out to give me a bit more space to stick stuff on, but they're so beautiful, will I want to? So I've just grabbed a rectangle, and now I'm going to make the road sign. So what I've done is I've duplicated it a couple of times. I've put one at the bottom to make like the bottom of the sign. I've duplicated one and turned it round, duplicated that again, and that will make our stands so that they can stand up. I'm just making sure they're lining up. Select all, weld. I want to cut this on cardstock. I'm going to duplicate it, line them up together, and I'm going to weld them again. So I've welded that circle to it, so I'm going to have to undo it because that flattened that. Select them again and weld. And that is going to be our opening sign. I'm going to cut that out on cardstock. I think we'll go for brown, so I'll colour it brown just so I remember what colour to cut it, because I do forget these things. If I could give you one bit of advice, it'd be cut it bigger than I do, because my sign is quite small. So now what we're going to do is we're going to size everything up for cutting. So I'm going to make sure that my Death Valley sign is going to fit over the top of this. I want 2 copies of my Death Valley National Park square. So I know that I want them to be, I think it's about 6.5 inches. And then we're going to duplicate 2 of those because they're going to sit back to back. So I'm going to start by getting ready my Death Valley sign. And like I say, go a bit bigger than me, because I just feel it deserved to be bigger. So I'm going to size that, and originally I was going to put it on the page, but I put it on the opposite page, and I think that made a big bearing. So I'm going to now size the front of the sign, so that is going to go on the top. So even though I'm cutting the big or the brown sign on card, the other bit will be print and cut, and that's going to stick on top. So it's like a little road sign. So I'm just dragging that up so that that lines up. And I know that I can get away with making that a bit bigger. But yeah, the whole lot deserve to be a bit bigger to fit in my planner. And I think that's when you're starting to build your planner, you learn, don't you, what works, and you learn from every project. So I've got the sizing of both of my Death Valley squares. They've got to be exactly the same. And then I've got a few of the round ephemera so that I can use them while I'm scrapbooking or journaling on the road, as well as my cactuses. So now we are ready to send it to print and cut. So I'm going to click next so that it's send to printer. And when you're here, you're going to click next, and you're going to turn off bleed and use system dialog. This is going to give you the best possible print quality. A window pops up. If it doesn't pop up, reduce design space, it will be behind. And you want to go to quality and choose best. It comes, and look at that, that's beautiful. So it just shows what you can do. And this is going to be brilliant in my journals. So I have it double-sided so it flips over, and look at that, that's gorgeous. Here we are, printed off, and we're going to pop that onto our mat. What you've got to make sure when you're printing and cutting is that you put it in exactly the right position. You want it to look exactly the same as it looks in Design Space on your screen. So that's ready, and we're going to send that to cut. So easy to cut out and just so effective. I love all of these ephemera, and it's going to look great in the planner. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to print and cut the rest, and I will see you at the other end, and we'll pop this in the planner. And we've got all of our elements out. How amazing is that? They've come out so well. So we've got 2 copies of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back them. So I'll do that now so I get my positioning in the right place. I'm going to score these, and then I'm going to attach them either side of the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page, because I'm doubling up my pages for a bit more thickness. So I'll do that so it doesn't infringe on that side of the page. So I've actually got a bundle of planner pages here. So I'm just going to get 2 pages off of that. And then I can pop them in once I've put them together. And the reason I'm just doubling them up is just so that they're a bit thicker. Right, so we're going to put that to there for now. We want to do this. So these are going to be stuck together, and I want this to sit about here. And then I'll see the sign when I open it up. So what we're going to do is I've got my scoring attachment in here. I'm going to work out where I want that to sit till I get up to the edge. So I want it to sit from about there. So we've got quite a good bit of space to open out. Pop that there. And I'm hoping that that's scored both sides. It has. Let me just double check that one. It's up, yeah. And then we're just going to make sure fold them down. That will go that way. We've got our pages, and I'm going to stick the top page on here first so that that sits correctly. I'm going to use my Easy Runner Grand. Take the other page out of the way for now. And I want that to sit right on that edge so that that goes to there. Just getting the placement right. Once we just a little over. And there's that. Now we're going to put this on the other side, and that has got to go exactly over that. So we're going to completely cover this bit. This is going to be the folding bit, so that's going to go. And what's the most important bit is here, lining up these. So you can see that they're attached. This is going here. We're not going to see that bit. So we're going to fold that down. And then this page is going to go over the back so that when that goes in the book, that will open up, but that's not going to affect the page behind it. That will be something completely different. Now, we're going to find where Death Valley will go. I think that's going to be where it's going to go. And we're probably going to have a couple of pages for Death Valley. Then we've got Vegas and Hollywood. I just want to give myself loads of space because I know we're doing some amazing stuff. I've got my Death Valley sign. I'm going to score that right on the crease. This scoring tool is brilliant. Fold that. And I want that to open up as well. And I think I'm going to go that way with that. Pop that on there. I'm going to put a badge here. I'm not finishing all of this now. I just want to get a few bits on. And I'll put that there. And we will find something that goes in here. So we've still got more ephemera. We've got a Death Valley, more Death Valley badges. We might not use all of those. We've got cactuses, but we're starting to build a page. So we've got the Death Valley page opening out, so we can put stuff and tickets in there. Got our little sign, and on the back that will be a new page. I've got a feeling we're going to take a few pages up for Death Valley. We've got a lot planned, but also you can see now, if you were here at the washi tape making stage, that we've got washi tape that matches as well, so that it's all starting to tie together. So I've got my little plastic wallets here to keep all that in. I think Vegas and Death Valley can go together. And our ephemera is starting to build up. Isn't it just a really easy project? And I love the way that came out. They're just so beautiful. So yeah, I think I'm against AI for cloning people, copying people's files and work. But if you could use it to create generic content to enhance your crafting like this, which is just perfect for the planner, then definitely have a go of it, because I think we're at a stage where if we don't embrace it, we're going to get left behind. So I hope you've learned a few new techniques in there. I will drop the link to the whole playlist below for all of the planner. And every single journal entry I have created so far, I have created something that you will learn something new from each one. Every single one has got a different lesson, a different Cricut lesson, Canva lesson. So you're going to learn something new in all of them. You don't have to use California road trip. You could do a UK road trip, a Disney road trip, a holiday, or you can just use family memories and summer holiday memories to create these journals to look back at. And I love that. And I just love creating them. I think it builds up the excitement for the trip as well. So thank you so much for crafting along with me. I'll drop the link below to the whole series so that you can have a go at some of the other techniques. I will see you next time, and happy crafting.